the other thing that you can really get her doing is just as an adjunct to that is starting to use Mula Bandha and bringing her belly in just
Okay.
pranayama or standing, like in Tadasana, and get her really involved with her core moving with her pelvic floor.
Okay.
So she really gets a good sense of that. So she breathes and relaxes everything, right? And exhales and then
Yeah.
engages everything. Have her be sort of like non-difficult engagement. And the reason that would matter, you might even want to start with that before she gets to the other stuff, is because that'll entrain her brain to have a lot of facility with those muscles. So even if it's not hard for her, even if it's not hard for her, it's still important because it'll get her system good at engaging. And that's often with weakness, it's like a double thing. You have actual muscle tissue that needs to be developed, right? But then you also need your brain to be good at telling those muscles to fire.
Okay.
And so if you think about it for a minute, that's why yoga is so brilliant, because it's different than weight training, right? Or doing crunches or something, which work very well, you know what I mean? But yoga is really interesting because involving the breath forces your mind, right, to gain that facility. And so I would probably start her like in Tadasana, teach her those things, right?
Okay.
Teach her to engage. Maybe do some breath retention on the exhale with her first two bandhas, right? And get her really good at that. And then put her on the floor.
Okay.
And have her do. It's also another easy it's not easy, but easy in terms of muscular work kind of thing she can do, right? So she'll feel, as she gets better at it, she'll feel really successful, right? It'll be a good.
Yeah.
Most people I've worked with the issue you're describing, that is, I would say, at least 50%, if not 80% of the issue, is they've lost their ability to fire effectively all those muscle groups at will. Because the brain, if you don't use them, the brain it's like, oh, I know. When you say, lift your leg, right?
They only think of
I
the
do
leg
this,
muscles.
I kind of randomly fire, right? And when you do that for 5 years, say, or 10 years, 20 years, your brain just completely is like, what are you talking about? I don't engage any pelvic floor muscles anymore, We don't do that. So that can really shift things.